I want to proclaim today in our city as Teddy Long Day and to say thank you for the people of Atlanta.
WWE Hall of Fame 2017, Teddy Long.
Were you a wrestling fan growing up?
No.
In 99% of Teddy Long interviews, he's treated like a teddy bear. And why not? At his prime in the biggest wrestling company in the world, Teddy Long spent 2 tenures in 6 years as a fun-loving general manager.
Buckle up Teddy with The Undertaker. Yeah. Such an iconic moment.
Can I get a holla?
One-on-one with The Undertaker.
One-on-one with The Undertaker.
That was some of the funniest stuff when he was general manager. What the hell is this whole hokey ass?
What did that? That was bad.
What did that?
To this day, he's the longest reigning SmackDown GM in history. Long is synonymous with the same catchphrases and dances that have made black people amiable to white viewers since the minstrel days.
The playa, where did that originate?
But Teddy Long is no minstrel show. Teddy is a proud black man with a big backbone. He fought off some of the most incorrigible racism that the wrestling business had to offer. So basically, some of the most incorrigible racism that these United States had to offer. And in 2003, the teddy bear became the militant black bear known as Theodore R. Long of Thuggin and Buggin Enterprises.
What you are to me is just another cracker with a crown.
In the greatest managerial run in the history of our sport, Theodore let his nuts hang. But let's go back to where it all started, with one of Long's blackest and most famous friends.
When I first broke into this business I was a disc jockey at a radio station when I was a young guy. I met James Brown when I was disc jockeying on a radio station.
James Brown has been very supportive of me. We led off a big campaign about stopping the violence over in the Herndon Home Housing Project.
James started talking to me and stuff, and me and him got to be friends and everything. So me and James started talking, and so then James offered me a job at a radio station that he had in Augusta, Georgia. Well, I was going to take that job, but then I don't know what happened. I didn't get a chance to go there. When James came to Atlanta, James Brown had a TV show called Future Shock. It was like Soul Train. People came and danced. Well, I saw that, and I saw him advertise it, so I went down to the TBS studios and caught him, and I looked, I said, "What are you doing?" So he started talking to me, and he told me about the TV show, and he says, "I'm great, I run into you." He says, "I want you to be the music director for me." So I started selecting the music that the kids were dancing by, like Soul Train, I was like the music selector, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jane gave me a job, simple as that. And they used to tape that show at WTBS Studios. Well, by me being down at WTBS Studios, they also taped Georgia Championship Wrestling. So then that's when I started looking and watching wrestling, getting kind of interested in it. And so by me working for James on Saturday morning, I could go to the TV station and get in free because they all knew me.
Yeah.
So I started taking my son down to TBS Studios and we'd watch wrestling on Saturday morning. I had the chance to meet Abdullah the Butcher. Abdullah didn't live in Atlanta, so he didn't know his way around, so he needed somebody to, kind of show him around. So I took on that task. It was a task, not a job. So every Saturday morning when they did the TV tapings, I had the opportunity to go down with Abdullah the Butcher because he had I was driving him around. Some of the guys got, kind of okay with me and relaxed with me being around. So I started getting jackets. Like when the guys went to the ring and took their coats and jackets off, I took those jackets back to the locker room. Wasn't paid a dime.
Thanks, Uncle Rob.
After I got jackets, I started running errands. I was kind of like a gopher. I just went and got sandwiches and stuff for a lot of the wrestlers then. The promoter was Louise Manning, and Louise Manning came to me and she asked me, did I want a job like putting the ring up, taking the ring down. So I took that job, putting the ring up, taking the ring down. Louise Manning came to me and she asked me, she said, "Well, can you referee? We gotta have a referee for the night." She says, "I'm gonna send out to one of the sports stores and get you a referee shirt." So my first match that I refereed was Ron Bass and Black Bart. It was a Texas death match. They were just bleeding all over the place. I had never seen anything like that. I am scared to death. They're bleeding all over the place. They got a gimmick they're using. I'm so scared, I don't know what to do. Now I won't get back in the ring. I done got out the ring because they done scared me to death. So I hear the ring announcer yelling at me, "Get back in the ring, get back in the ring." Finally I get back in the ring. I'm clueless, man. I don't know. I ain't got a clue, but I'm saying to myself, I know I'm done.
You knew that much.
I know I'm done.
Tell you how what saved me is Charlie McGowan. When they got ready to go home, Charlie rang the bell too quick on the finish. He screwed the finish up, so they got so mad at him that they forgot about me.
Teddy Long paid his dues. He took jackets, he set up rings, he refereed. He even survived Abdullah the Butcher, all for the right to be adjacent to the business. But as Teddy Long struggled to find his purpose in pro wrestling, his DJ background would come in handy, and one car ride changed his life.
I started riding, with Eddie Gilbert, God rest his soul, and Kevin Sullivan. Well, these two guys, just absolutely great. I learned so much from both of them. I mean, they taught me a lot. But anyway, in my younger days, I was a disc jockey on a radio station in Jackson, Mississippi. I worked at WOKJ, I worked at WENN in Birmingham. But anyway, we would get a 12-pack of beer, and we'd head down the road and start riding.
Buckle up, Teddy.
And we'd start drinking these beers, and so we'd get halfway tipsy. And so I started DJing for them. I'd turn the radio down and start talking smash, and then I'd turn it back up, They were just amazed at what I was doing, which led them to know that I could talk. So that's how I got into managing.
Teddy Long started out as a referee. Then he made the smooth transition, the successful transition into a manager. As a matter of fact, Teddy, one of the most successful managers of all time, was at one time Professional Wrestling Manager of the Year.
The first black NWA World Tag Team Champions are standing right before you. Me and Mark Callis, we're going to rule professional wrestling.
After cutting his teeth as a melanated Swiss Army knife, Teddy Long finally got his shot, and he ran with it. But his origin story was about to get more inspiration from friend of the industry, bigotry.
Did you experience a lot of racism in wrestling?
Oh, of course I did.
Mr. Theodore Long, come on down here, Teddy.
You'd come into a town like, welcome to North Wilkesboro, home of the KKK, and you knew right then, this wasn't going to be a friendly night.
One day that we had a meeting, it was me, Thunderbolt Patterson, and Ole Anderson. And Ole was the grand wizard. He would call you the N-word even if he knew your name. He didn't give a shit. So Ole says to Thunderbolt, he says, hey, Thunderbolt, he says, how many niggas you think we need on the card? Looked over at him and looked at me, and he told Ole, he said, well, boss, I'm going to be the only nigger on the card.
Well, I drove from Atlanta, Georgia to Boone, North Carolina.
You drive an H-boy around. Open the door. Woo! Here we are, Mr. Flair.
That's it, big man. Thank you very much.
When we finished that show, the Crockett's plane was there, and I went on the plane to get a beer.
Let's go to the airport.
And Jim Crockett said to me, "Ian, get off of my plane. What are you doing on this plane?"
Wow.
And I just can't even get a beer. So I got off the plane. I went to get back in my car, and Robert Gibson felt bad about it or something, and he got off the plane and he got in the car and he rode with me all the way back to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I wouldn't have to go back by myself that night. Tully, I didn't really get along with him. He wasn't a big fan of the black guy, so I didn't really get along with him. Since then, I've met him over the years now, and he's certainly, it's a little different in it now. I guess maybe because I made it.
I got Janet Jackson coming in. She'll be right next to the Nature Boy.
I heard that Junkyard Dog, when he was working for Bill Watts, Junkyard Dog had already talked to WWF. He was leaving.
We would like to introduce to you the one and the only Junkyard Dog.
In some way, Grizzly Smith found out about it. So JYW was in the bathroom in the stall. Well, Bill Watts and Grizzly Smith were in the bathroom. They didn't know JYD was in that stall. And I heard that Grizzly Smith told Watts, he said, Sylvester is getting ready to walk. He's getting ready to go up to New York. He's going to leave us.
These are chitterlings.
What he was called?
Chitlins.
Bill Watts said, I ain't worried about that. That Ian ain't going nowhere.
Let's keep going to the airport. Long, I'm not going to tell you again.
Somebody just walked up to me and they just looked at me talking about, hey, Ian, we ain't got rid of you yet.
Turn this car around.
Ric Flair walked up to me one time and asked me, he said, nigga, you like working here?
Look, get it. Hey, get it. Take him out. Take him out. Hey, give me that camera. Give me that camera. I want to film this. All right, I got the camera now. I got the camera now. What do you know? There's a World Tag Team Champion.
Teddy wasn't going to take it no more. And Mount Rushmore or not, he didn't give a fuck who you were.
Woo! Ric Flair, let me say something to you right now. You made the first mistake I'm trying to make the Godfather chauffeur.
Teddy set in motion his path to the Great White North, where he was about to reverse gentrify the Caucasian oyster of Stamford, Connecticut.
They're not chicklings, it's chitlins.
In WWE, he had to pay his dues all over again. This included a short stint as referee. But his all-world gift of gab could not be denied. And on MLK Day 2003, Theodore R. Long was born, and he was already saying his first words.
Well, I got one thing to say. It's off the hizzle for shizzle, and it's Thuggin and Buggin time. Why are there no black superheroes? Don't you get it? All gold dust is another white man trying to keep the black man down. Because of the color of Tommy Dreamer's skin. That's why. You got Superman, man of steel. But what can Black Lightning do? Shoot lightning bolts out his ass? The man has forced you to fight each other. You ought to be thinking about getting down with the brown. Did I say snow? It don't get no whiter than that.
What are some of your memories, if any, of the Whiteboy Challenge?
I had to issue the Theodore Long 5-minute Whiteboy Challenge. You feel me? This is the day. Every week, Rodney Mack will beat any white boy that the man sends out here in 5 minutes or less. This is the time. You're just another white boy. And I am the man to bring it about. And unfortunately for you, this ain't white boy day.
Was that with Rodney Mack and brother? Rodney Mack. Yeah. I forgot about that. You're about to remember. Oh, we did that with Ova. We didn't run that back with Ova.
What do you see? All I see is a bunch of white bigots. Believe that, player.
I believe Teddy told me one time it was his idea, the White Boy Challenge thing was, and he took to Vince or something like that.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was.
Let me explain something to you about me. I am not a racist. If Larry Bird had been a black man, he would have never been thought of. You feel me?
5 minute White Boy Challenge.
That guy really is white. He looks like a bottle of milk.
You know, I did a little background check on you too, player, and I know that you're the only black man that has a calendar that doesn't have February on it. You know, I did a little background check on you. What about that black nanny you had working for you? Want to talk about that? Oh, yeah. Whitey got your tongue, too. We did a little background check on you, player, and we know that you hail from Whitesville, USA. Jonathan, that is your slave name that Whitey gave you, right? That's my first name. That's your slave name, player. Ain't this the same white boy we wrestled last week? I mean, I don't know, because all white people look alike to me. Spike Dudley is just a nice white boy. I think you got it. What? It's called the blackout, and the blackout is what it's all about. I can't believe that Whitey has sent this out here for Rodney Mack to compete with. What I see is the world's strongest man versus the Heartbreak Cracker.
Pull up. What's a cracker?
The term cracker is an old Anglo-Saxon word that's been around for centuries, published as early as the 1500s in the work of Shakespeare. Its original meaning was one who brags, a bloviator. In today's terms, a capper. Ethnocentrism among the English applied the term cracker to the Scots-Irish people to smear them as raucous and lawless. That stereotype and label would follow the Scots-Irish people to the New World, the Americas, where they took on many manual labor jobs, including drovers, which introduces another connotation to the term cracker as whipcracker. In time, the Scots-Irish people would embrace the term cracker as a thing of pride. Although to northern and affluent whites, the term cracker was a classist smear, the southern crackers themselves embraced the term as a sign of their working class grit. There's even a book about it called Cracker Culture that reveals something that you might find surprising. While all poor southern whites were considered crackers, not all crackers were white. That's right. Before the Atlanta Braves, there was the Atlanta Crackers, and alongside the Atlanta Crackers were the Atlanta Black Crackers. And you might argue that was then and this is now. Well, as of now, there's still a Cracker Trail Elementary School in Florida, a school that honors the Cracker Trail landmark in Florida. There's the Cracker Roadshow that again celebrates cracker culture. There's a reason you will not find in this day and age an N-word Trail Elementary School, because the N-word and cracker are not the same.
Theodore Long has seen what that cracker snake, Steve Austin, has been doing around here. You might be a king to these people. What you are to me is just another cracker with a crown. Remove this cracker from my show. The doctors say that the white boy got a concussion, got some trouble with his head. Every elected American president that has served this country, they all have been
White, I'm sending a message to Whitey. And you know how many black presidents has been in this country. What this country needs is Theodore Long for president. Restart the match right now, white boy.
Rodney Mack.
Double white boy challenge.
Not only is he going to take on one white boy, he's going to take on two white boys. You feel me?
You're going to take on two white boys.
Exactly.
The taller of the two brothers is Ken Phoenix. No, wait. Oh, those guys aren't brothers. They're white boys.
He's not a black man, he's a brown man. You deal me?
What does that mean?
It means he's not a black man. He's not black. If you're not black, then you ain't feeling it, player. You ain't thugging and bugging.
Wait a minute. Are you a black man?
I'm a black man, and I'm bout it.
Well, what about Rodney? He's just beige.
Nothing I like better than a couple of white girls beating the hell out of each other.
The White Boy Challenge was eventually ended by Brock Lesnar. I'm just kidding, it was Goldberg. But doesn't it feel like it was Brock? Theodore Long was so good at Thuggin and Buggin, he got a promotion. And while Long did come short of being elected president, for now, he presided over SmackDown as its greatest GM in history. Theodore Long made a career of speaking his mind to that white man without mincing a single word, and it was every bit as powerful as his work within his beloved community of Atlanta, where he instilled confidence in a diverse youth who learned through Teddy not to take anybody's shit.
I thought about all the violence and all the drugs and all the negative stuff that our young kids are getting involved in. So I said to myself, maybe I need to go out and I need to reach out and start talking to these young kids and tell them how to become positive. But I thought that I needed to go out, reach out to them, start talking to them about, stay in school, get an education, don't join no gangs, stop the violence, don't be picking up no guns, don't be doing no killing, and let these kids know that there is another way out, and that is the positive way.
Teddy Long is the embodiment of a proud black man, a prototype that the wrestling business is scared to death of. Some fans have fond memories about Teddy Long from their white childhood. But apart from the hollers, the players, the dancing, the tag team match, and going one-on-one with The Undertaker, beneath the surface, Teddy Long is and always will be the quintessential cracker killer.